Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and today is going to be a little bit different video because WWE Shop released their top merchandise sellers for 2025, and it's a very interesting list, especially if you are a LA Knight fan, because, well, he's not on the list. And while I'm not here to debate the obvious, you have John Cena, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, even AJ Lee, who made her return in September, made the list of top 10 sellers. We're not here to debate that. I'm here to debate more so for as popular as LA Knight is, perhaps the reason he's not world champion is because he's not moving merchandise. Because when you look at this top 10 list, okay, you have names on there like John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Like I said, obvious names. Those are obvious top sellers. But there is a very, very common denominator with this list is that have been primarily featured in heavy storylines and or have won world titles. So if we're looking at LA Knight, right? I think when you look at this list, I think Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, Penta would be right there when you're looking at comparisons, right? Why isn't LA Knight world champion? Why doesn't WWE push LA Knight? And then you look at who was world champion this year. Main event Jey Uso. When you look at this list, Jey Uso, top 10 merch seller. The crowd absolutely loves Jey. They eat with him every week on Raw. And don't get me wrong, the crowd loves LA Knight. You know, LA Knight goes out there, they pop for him. They want to see him win the world title. Every time LA Knight comes out there, yeah, the crowd says yeah back to him. Fans love him, right? He should be world champion because Jey Uso won a world title. Then you look at Jacob Fatu, who is also on this list. You go, him turning babyface and being able to connect with the crowd the way he did in order to make this list, from winning the US title at WrestleMania to turning on Solo and everything else, does say a lot, right? Then you look at Penta. Penta came in, he immediately moved merchandise from the moment WWE Shop put his merch on when he made his debut in WWE. And I wanted to kind of do a little investigation here, so just stick with me here on this. So I did look at some stuff of their merchandise from WWE Shop. I'm not usually one of those channels that go on and, oh, let's look at the T-shirts that they're selling today, and oh, let's look at how awful the T-shirts are. But again, when you look at the top 10 lists of who's selling the most merchandise in WWE, and you correlate that to the crowd reactions, LA Knight not being on this list is a head scratcher to me. So I thought, okay, let's look at his merchandise, right? So let's look at this first T-shirt here for LA Knight, all right? With everybody saying, you got LA, the logo for LA Knight on the back, yeah, and the WWE logo on the back. But then you also have this horse, like kind of, you know, in the middle of everything here, and then, and I mean, like, I mean, is WWE really doing LA Knight any favors with designs like this? I mean, like it's an orange horse, so obvious. This looks more like a T-shirt that, like, if I were to go to a show in Denver, Colorado, this looks more like a WWE Denver Broncos like collaboration where it's like an LA Knight T-shirt and like with the Bronco, on the design of it. That's what this looks like. That's what this looks like here is like some kind of collaboration with like the NFL and the WWE making like a LA Knight themed Denver Bronco T-shirt. That's what it looks like. And we know the WWE loves doing their sports teams, their superstars and the sports team city they're in collaboration T-shirts. But that's what this looks like here. I don't know how many people would actually buy this. And then here you have his T-shirt from when he won the United States Championship. Now, this here is actually a cool looking T-shirt. I'm not going to lie, but again, this is like only good for when he was the United States champion. So, like, it's a great looking T-shirt. Don't get me wrong, but like, if he's not the United States champion, are people going to buy the T-shirt? Are people going to wear the T-shirt? And there's some other T-shirts on there. Like I'm like very very confused by it because it's like there's one that says I lack people skills, and the LA in lack is like the LA Knight logo, and then you have like the big old freaking helmet on the back with like the LA on the back of it, and I'm like, this is why LA Knight is not a merch seller. I'm like, now it makes sense to me why LA Knight is not a merch seller because the WWE is not doing a good job at giving him good merchandise. Like, I bought this T-shirt at SummerSlam a couple years ago when I went to Detroit for SummerSlam, and like to me, I mean, it's a good looking T-shirt. LA. It says yeah, generic. It's something I can wear in public. We know that wrestling T-shirts, the best shirts are the ones you can wear in public, but that don't scream I'm a wrestling shirt, right? So like if you're an LA Knight fan and you're wearing a T-shirt that says I lack people skills. Now I don't know if this was supposed to be like a dig at LA Knight or something by the WWE, but like seriously, no LA Knight fan is going to wear that, let alone buy it. Then you got other T-shirts here. I mean, I'm looking here on the computer. It's like, whose game is it? Okay, he does say, whose game is it? With everybody saying it. Okay, that's his catchphrase. Um, then you compare that to like Jacob Fatu, like with Jacob Fatu, like it is night and day. Jacob Fatu and Penta, where they have way better looking merchandise, way cooler merchandise. Like like you have a T-shirt here that says the Samoan werewolf with a picture of a werewolf in the middle. Like that is going to sell. People are going to want to buy that. Post to post. I'm going to beat your ass post to post, coast to coast. People are going to wear these T-shirts for Jacob Fatu. Like they're not going to like not be like, that's a terrible looking design. Then you just got like one where it's a generic with a werewolf on it. And you look at Penta, it's like some cool looking stuff for Penta. I love the white T-shirt that like has the skull on it and then the Penta logo on the back. If they would, it's a white T-shirt, so like I don't like wearing white T-shirts, but like I wouldn't buy it because of that. But like otherwise, it's a cool looking T-shirt that doesn't and something you could wear like out in public and doesn't like scream wrestling. But like you compare that to LA Knight merchandise and it's like what in the world is WWE thinking with these designs? Now I'm not a fan of WWE, putting out t-shirts where it's like you have like something on the front and then something on the back, which is like most of their t-shirts. Because like a lot of times with their merchandise, whatever's on the back can basically be its own t-shirt. So it's like, why is it on the back when you can make another t-shirt and just sell more shirts? So, what did we learn today? When the WWE machine is behind you, not only do you get pushed on TV, you're featured in heavy storylines, but also you get cool looking merchandise. And clearly, the WWE machine, no matter how popular LA Knight is, no matter how many times we chant, yeah, no matter how many times we will wish and wish that LA Knight could win the Royal Rumble, win King of the Ring, Money in the Bank. Clearly, the WWE machine is not behind LA Knight. Because when you look at his merchandise, a lot of things on there very questionable designed. Clearly it means fans are not going to buy the t-shirts. And can you compare that to newcomers like a Jacob Fatu, a Penta? And again, LA Knight has been around for the last several years. He's been down in NXT. And again, we go back to SummerSlam 2023, where fans wanted him to be on the card, and they put him in the Slim Jim Battle Royal, which he won. And that made fans happy. And even though LA Knight got featured against Roman Reigns, he was featured against the Bloodline. He was featured very heavily against the Vision earlier this year. Despite all of that, still not moving no merchandise. Clearly to me, it tells me, number one, the WWE machine needs to get behind LA Knight, give him better t-shirts, and also let's try to get an LA Knight push in 2026, please. But yeah, again, I just thought this was very interesting. Maybe I will go make a video talking about the rest of the WWE shop merchandise since we are around the holiday season. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting to do a little investigation, like seeing this list of who is in the top 10 and who wasn't, and LA Knight is being one of the most prominent over superstars. Clearly, if the machine is not behind you, then it don't matter what the fans are chanting. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think LA Knight needs better merchandise? Do you think that we'll see LA Knight in next year's top 10 merchandise of 2026? Do you think he'll even be a world champion before GTA 6 comes out in a year or two? Let me know in the comments below. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema. Yeah.